important job. They spend their time feeding stray animals. One day, they found a very cute, fluffy, but unhappy dog. The rescuers asked people around the neighborhood and knew that she lived there over a year. She was always afraid of people, and the attempts to catch her were unsuccessful. But during the lockdown, the dog was very hungry. The rescuers managed to catch her. They brought her to the vet, who said she was suffering from heartworm and needed to stay in the clinic. In a few days, the rescuers took the dog to their shelter, where she was going to wait for her forever family. The rescuers from Mega Baddie Project in Australia got a call about a juvenile May gray-headed flying fox who had possibly been in the tree for 3 days. It was problematic to get the access to the tree from the street, but the woman could get into the yard of the house, where it grew. With the help of the ladder and a long net neck, she managed to take the creature from his high trap. Of course, the boy didn't like everything around him and was sounding off very loudly.
Don't you cranky me. Don't you cranky me after we've spent all this time trying to catch you.
He sank his teeth into the blanket and didn't let it go until he got some tasty glucose. The rescuer put the flying fox in a warm blanket and brought him home. Let's hope he would be okay. This time, 11 raccoons got into trouble. Gates Wildlife Field Supervisor Joel was called out to rescue them from being stuck in the porch of a house. Under full renovation, the house was empty and the back door was left open one night. The naughty raccoons had got in and went to the front porch of the home. One by one, they eventually had climbed into the porch area.
Look at this one.
Then the front door had got closed, and the intruders inside stuck for the night. Finding 11 raccoons inside of the house, the construction workers called the specialists. When Joel found these guys, they were really scared and snuggled up to one another. One by one, Joel booted them out.
Come on. Let's go. Come on, Tubbs.
What can be worse than a cobra in a house? An angry cobra there, of course. This aggressive snake was found in the house hiding among the sacred things, and it really liked its hidden place. When the rescuer, Badrad Naglok, came in, he realized that it would really be a challenge. Armed with a metal hook, the man managed to take the snake out of its shelter. Holding the serpent by its tail, the rescuer put it in a plastic bottle. Later, the cobra would be released into the wild, far from the humans' dwellings. This adult bald eagle was rescued and brought from Beaver Island, Michigan, to Wings of Wonder, the eagle shelter. The bird had some problems with its left wing and couldn't fly, but medical examination and x-ray didn't show any fractures. The vets could not find any cuts or scratches, but his sore left wing made them think it was something like collision injury. After 2 weeks of good care and therapy, the bird started making its first attempts to fly in a large 100-foot aviary. At last, the eagle became really strong and could fly perfectly. The rescuers took the bird to the Beaver Island by Airways. The happy bird flew away as fast as it could. This mom, the duck, was really nervous. Her ducklings extremely needed help. The poor little babies fell into the sewer. The people found the unlucky family and called the rescue team. The rescuer, using special equipment, opened the sewer and went down inside it. He took out the baby ducks with the help of a hoop net, put it into the carrier. When all the babies were saved, the rescuers set them free near their mother. The family was happily reunited. The female dog was stuck in a chamber for 2 days and was rescued by a team of Animal Rescue India Project in Nashik City. The problem was caused by a sudden water rise in the canal due to heavy rains. The strong current drove the poor creature into this chamber and trapped her there. The rescuers took the high ladder and got into the chamber, using climbing equipment. At last, the poor dog was taken out of her trap. I really hope she'll be okay. This man from India found a disoriented bird working in the field. He brought it home and put it in the cage. But dealing with the bird, helping it turned out to be a great challenge, as the bird was really angry. It was sounding off when the man took her in his hands and tried to feed and give some water. The bird stayed with the man for some time. At last, it was okay, and he could set it free. This is the end of my list. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you want to see more fascinating videos about animal rescues, go to the Animal Rescue playlist. Don't forget to support the main heroes with your likes, subscriptions, and donations. See you! Hi there. The situation in the world has changed, and now a great number of people need help. And a great number of people are under lockdown, but it doesn't mean that we don't have to pay attention to animals that require our support. So today, I want to show you again 15 cases of people's personal involvement in saving animals' lives. Let's go! A young deer fell into a swimming pool in a private garden, and it became one of the strangest rescues in the wildlife aid practice. The swimming pool was covered by a cloth, and the poor creature has probably decided it was a solid ground. The water was rather cold, and the animal was extremely exhausted. On seeing people, the frightened deer rushed from them, not letting the rescuers come closer. Sarah, the vet nurse, had to go down to the water to catch the poor thing. She managed to do that, but the deer suddenly escaped and swam in the middle of the pool. The mission had to be repeated. 4 adult people had to hold the deer in their arms to bring it to the car. Examining the animal, Sarah noticed that the deer had lost its low limb partially, but it seemed to live without it for a rather long time. So the rescuers decided to let the creature go, and it did as fast as possible. A group of villagers found the sick elephant who had only a little life left and called the wildlife department to rescue it. It was lying helplessly in a deep hole, almost motionless. The animal was very thin and was sure to lie like that for a rather long time. Had to call an excavator to make the hole wider and prepare the way out for the elephant. But the poor creature didn't find enough strength to get out. So the rescuers used ropes to tie the legs of the elephant and to pull him out of the hole. The vet started their work immediately, giving the animal necessary injections and feeding him with IV fluids. In a few days of feeding, the elephant was strong enough to stand on its own feet and went away. The rescuers from Animal Aid Unlimited India got a call about the calf abandoned and lying in the water. He was completely helpless and starving. When the people found him, he was awake but didn't move at all. They brought the animal to the hospital, where vets made all the necessary medication. The calf was severely dehydrated and needed IV fluids. Luckily, he didn't have any injuries. So he spent some time in the center, where he came back to happy life and turned into a nice and funny guy. The couple of people were walking their dog along the trees and heard the cry. When they approached the police, they saw a little cub helplessly trying to call for his mom. It was all tangled with a net and couldn't get out. The desperate baby turned out to be a fox cub. The man untangled the poor thing and cleaned his fur. The little cub was likely to be left by his mom when she was escaping from poachers. The kind people brought the little baby home. Warmed up, he calmed down and fell asleep. When he woke up, he got food, washed him, and gave him love. The family decided to leave the baby at their place. Day by day, the little foxy felt better and better. In a month, he was a happy, funny guy, which had his own family. The Hope for Paws rescuers got a call about a homeless dog that was extremely nervous and afraid of people. The rescuers' new workers gave her food, and they could find her near that place. On arriving, the rescuers wanted to trap her in the territory, but the dog was so scared and didn't come closer even when the people offered her a cheeseburger. But a bit later, she came into the yard, and the people sealed it. But it was quite a challenge to catch the dog. She was too aggressive, and the operation became dangerous for the rescuers. The dog didn't want to give up for a rather long time. Only in the evening, the hungry dog attracted by food got in the metal loop. The rescuers, with a lot of force, pulled the creature into the trap. The vets in the hospital were ready for such a complicated case and did their best to relax the poor thing. The dog turned out to have a fever and badly needed surgery. While being in the hospital, Maddie, as the people called her, relaxed and was really trustful to people. Then she became part of the Shepherd training program. This large monitor lizard decided to find home in an underground parking lot. It wouldn't have attacked anyone, as it wasn't dangerous, but humans could have potentially attacked it. For its safety, Nick Evans, the snake rescuer from South Africa, decided to help the reptile. When he entered the parking lot, the poor creature was nervously moving around the place, trying to hide under the cars. But Nick managed to grasp it by its tail. Of course, the monitor didn't like it and tried to bite its rescuer. Nick threw his flop to the lizard, and it sank its teeth into it. This trick let the rescuer take the monitor by its neck and put it into the box. The rescue mission was complete. And now the crocodile got in trouble. A juvenile crocodile fell into an open deep well at Jawai Band area of Pali district of Rajasthan, India. When surrounding people found the poor thing, they immediately called the wildlife lovers of the area to rescue the crocodile. Locals and the rescue team worked together. One of the men got down into the well and tried to grab the creature, but it didn't want to help, escaping from his rescuer. At last, the man caught the croc, closed his mouth with a stationary tape to avoid injuries, and took it to the top. The little guy got a chance for a happy croco life. The volunteers from DAR Animal Rescue in Greece every day do a very